boys? Today we are back, and in today's video I'm going to be going over who is next for Kevin Vallejos. I'm going to be talking about his performance a little bit. This guy's an absolute savage. In my opinion, he will become a champ, so I'm going to go over some next matchups for him. And I know the obvious what you're thinking, but in my opinion that shouldn't happen, but I'm going to get into it. And let's just start off. Kevin Vallejos is making easy work of guys he should have. And this is what I like to see. I like to see this from prospects. I talked about it a little bit in my last video, but Jose Miguel Delgado. You can't be making it close with Andre Fili and expect for me to think you're top level. Kevin Vallejos is going through guys with ease. He's beating guys he should. He should have no problem with Josh Emmett at this point in his career, and that's what he showed. He should have no problem with Giga Chikadze. That's what he showed. He's going through these fucking guys. He's marauding these guys. So I think this guy is going to be a future champion 100%. There's no doubt in my mind this guy's going to be a future champion. And I know what you're saying. No one's tried to take him down. We saw Josh Emmett shoot for a takedown. Vallejos just shucked it off and then dropped him like 5 seconds later. This guy is a fucking demon at 24 years old. He's insane. Great skill. It's insane. This guy is going to be a champion. I truly believe this guy will be a champion. Obviously Evloev, in my opinion, would be a hard fight for him. I think he fucking flatlines Volk in one. Genuinely. I'm sorry. I know I'm a Volk hater. I think he's boring as shit. I don't think he's entertaining. I don't think he's that good. But I think Vallejos fucking slimes out Volk in round one. Just lands a fucking bomb on his chin. Just like Topuria did. Yeah, this guy will become champion. Volk's probably going to be gone by the time this guy gets up the rankings. Going down the list, I don't see anyone that beats him. I genuinely don't, except for Evloev. But we'll see this weekend what happens with Evloev. I'm excited for that fight. First fight I'll ever be excited for fucking Evloev fight. But that Evloev versus Murphy fight is going to be good, I think. But yeah, there's no doubt in my mind Kevin Vallejos will become champion. And when I watch this guy is genuinely just Ilia Topuria. These guys are the same fucking guy. These guys are fucking reincarnated in each other's body, except Vallejos is younger. But these guys literally box the same exact way. It's like when I was watching that fight, Emmett versus Vallejos, it just reminded me of the Topuria versus Emmett fight. It literally looked the exact same. These guys are so similar. The boxing is so crisp. Good leg kicks. I think Vallejos just mirrors his game after Topuria. I don't know. He's 24 years old. I think he watches Topuria. I don't even know. This is what I think. I think he tried to mirror his game to Topuria's game because they're so fucking similar. But I don't know if that makes sense because Topuria just kind of became hot. Pause. You know what I mean? Just became a champion, relevant in the past few years. So I don't know. But these guys are so similar. Literally, when I was watching that fight last night, I'm like, this literally just looks like the Emmett versus Ilia fight. And Ilia could have got Josh Emmett out of there, I think, in that fight. He just didn't go for the finish enough. I think maybe he wanted to show he could go 5 rounds. Obviously, you want to finish a fight, but I think Ilia could have got Emmett out of there if he tried a little harder. But yeah, Ilia went to decision with Emmett, and Vallejos just finished him. So I don't know. But Vallejos is a scrapper. Emmett did take a lot more damage after that Topuria fight, so I can see why Vallejos got him out of there and won, but I knew it was going to happen. I predicted Vallejos to win by TKO, and that's what did happen. So this guy's just a mini Topuria. There's so much similarities between these guys. The boxing, they don't throw high kicks. They just throw leg kicks. There's literally leg kicks in boxing. Good takedown defense. I see a future champion. I see this going exactly like Topuria's career. He's going to get the belt. He's going to get the belt. He's a little smaller Topuria than Topuria, I think. He kind of looks like a 135er, but he's more dense than Topuria, but he's shorter and I don't know. It's hard to explain, but yeah, I see these guys as very similar. Great boxing. Exciting as fuck. 2 of the best people to watch. And I know what I know what a lot of people are thinking, what the next fight for Kevin Vallejos should be. No. I don't think so. Not yet, bro. Make these guys rematch for a number 1 contender fight or for the belt. If Gene Silva gets the belt, he's maybe 1 or maybe they'll even give him the fucking belt next. Who knows with Strickland getting the shot over Imavov. It's just about excitement. So in the UFC for Paramount. So I could see Gene Silva getting the belt and I could see him knocking out Volk. So why don't we give Kevin Vallejos someone else? He needs 1 or 2, maybe 1 or 2. If Silva gets the belt, it makes a better case for him to get a rematch. But let's hold our horses. We don't want to see this fight just yet. We just saw it 2 years ago, and Gene Silva did win. It was a close fight, but Gene Silva did win. It wasn't the most exciting scrap. But yeah, both of these guys are obviously high level, but let's just wait. Let's just hold. We don't need this rematch just yet. Let's wait till they're closer to the belt. Let's wait till it's a number 1 contender fight. Maybe Gene Silva doesn't get the title shot, but goes out there, gets another win. Kevin Vallejos, quick turnaround. Maybe he gets 2 wins in, and then they're both in the top 5. You rematch them, 5-round co-main event on a pay-per-view, a nice little, maybe a South America card with this as the main event for 5 rounds. something like that, or wait till Gene Silva gets the belt. If he does get the belt, and then have these guys fucking rematch for the belt. That would be insane. If Vallejos keeps knocking guys out, if Gene Silva keeps going on like he does, entertaining ass scraps, then this will be just a gigantic rematch. This rematch could be so gigantic for South America and just like South American fans, and like just a huge fight in general. Two fan favorite. Not well, Gene Silva's not really a fan favorite, but he's a scrapper. He's a war. He like gets in wars. So I think you just make this fight as big as possible and try do it later down the line. This doesn't need to be next. We don't. And if Vallejos knocks out Silva, then it's like I don't know. I just don't want to see it. It doesn't make sense to me. Let Gene Silva be on his own path. Let Vallejos be on his own path, and then rematch when it's a huge fight, when the stakes are ginormous. Vallejos gets a few more finishes because he doesn't go to decisions. I know he went to decision with Danny Silva, but the guy always goes for finishes. Same with Gene Silva. Just make this a bigger fight down the line. So I don't want to see this next. What I do want to see next for El Chino is I'm gonna show you two matchups. One that I really want next, and then one that could happen next. This is the one that could happen next. I could see him fighting Lerone Murphy after Lerone Murphy loses to Movsar Evloev. Timing-wise, it matches up great. Vallejos just fought this weekend. Murphy's fighting next weekend. And I'm going to give a little spoiler to my picks, but I do think Evloev will beat Murphy. I think Evloev with the grappling is just too good. I think he's just genuinely top level. I think he's like a fucking Makhachev prototype, even though he's not as good on the feet as Makhachev. But the wrestling, I mean, obviously, Evloev, he's a great wrestler, so I'm not going to spend too much time on that until next week, but I do think Lerone Murphy loses, and I could see them doing this. The timing matches up great. UFC is not a big fan of Lerone Murphy. I mean, he literally just fucking spinning back fist a guy they wanted to give a title shot in round one, and they still didn't give him the shot over Diego Lopez. So I could see them giving Lerone like a step down, like a really big step down after losing to the number one contender. So I could see the UFC making this next. I don't think this is the fight that should be next, but I could see them making this. It makes sense timing-wise. And I know the UFC doesn't like Murphy for some reason, but yeah, if Murphy loses, I could see them doing this and like shooting Kevin Vallejos right up into the top 5, which, is a potential for the UFC to do. I don't think this is the smartest idea. And if Murphy beats Evloev, I don't want to see Evloev versus Vallejos. That'll just kill off fucking Vallejos. Or Vallejos knocks out Evloev and just becomes a bigger star. But who knows? But I do think Evloev wins. And I could see the UFC making this matchup. But this is the fight I want to see next for Kevin Vallejos. This is what makes the most sense. Kevin Vallejos versus Yair Rodriguez. Where the fuck is Yair Rodriguez, bro? He hasn't fought since last April. It's been a year. And before that, he hadn't fought for fucking forever, too. Where the fuck is this guy? How has him versus Diego Lopez not happened? Genuinely, how has that not happened? How has Gene Silva versus fucking Yair Rodriguez not happened? I think they might make that fight next. I hope they do, because that'd be a banger. For like Noche UFC or something. That means Yair's out for like a fucking year and a half. Like, it's so frustrating with this guy, Yair. He's still ranked 3rd, which is crazy. How is he still top 3 and he barely fights? And his last fight was against fucking Pitbull, who's coming from Bellator, who's like fucking 39 years old. Make it make sense. Yair Rodriguez doesn't fight, and I think the UFC should punish him. Like, don't give him a Gene Silva who's hot, who's up. I keep saying hot. Who's fucking building to be a star. Like, don't reward people for sitting out. UFC, you hate people that sit out, but you love Yair Rodriguez for some reason because he's a Mexican guy, which I get it. They want to tap into that culture, which is perfectly fine by me. I don't care about that, but let's have a little fucking merit here. If you don't fight for a while, you got to fucking take a step back. And come Tuesday, Kevin Vallejos will be 10th. He just beat Emmett, who was 11th. I think they'll bump him up to be into the top 10. So Vallejos will be a top 10 guy. Yair Rodriguez will be 3. Hasn't fought in forever. Vallejos looking for a guy up in the top 5. I think this is perfect. If they don't, the only thing I could see from stopping this is if they're already in talks for Yair versus Gene Silva, which I think might be potentially happening for like July, August maybe. But if Yair Rodriguez isn't in talks for that fight, make this, bro. This would be a banger too. Yair Rodriguez has a chance to beat Kevin Vallejos, bro. He seriously does. The length, the kicks. This would be a hard fight for Vallejos. This would be a genuine, insane step up from Emmett to Yair. Yair is way above Emmett, in my opinion. So this would be a genuine step up. I think it would be a scrap, too. I could see fucking Vallejos knocking out Yair. Yair barely gets knocked out. Obviously, Volk did it with ground and pound, but that was after a big right hand. Volk was in his prime, so I don't know. I don't take that fight into like a big account, but Yair's got a decent chin, but I could see Vallejos cracking him. I could see Vallejos definitely cracking him, but I think Yair has a great chance to win this fight, and it's good to get, it's good to get back in the octagon, get a win over a nice up-and-coming guy, and then you can say, hey, give me Diego Lopez for a title eliminator. Give me fucking Evloev or fucking Murphy, whoever has the belt after Volk leaves. Like, this just makes so much sense. Yair Rodriguez versus Kevin Vallejos. It's a 50-50 fight for me. I can see Vallejos winning. I can see Yair Rodriguez winning. Book it. That's all. I'm done. Make this fight, UFC, please, or make this one. Just get Kevin Vallejos up into another highlight win. Or maybe it's too much too soon, but get him another fight. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.